Hey, what's up? Like, totally time for 90210.
Well, hello everyone. We're back.
Yay.
Welcome back to us. It is the 90210 show, brought to you by Massive Late Fee. My name is Mark. With me, as always, is my girlfriend, Carol. How you doing, Carol?
Happy New Year. And, of course, hey, what's up?
Yeah, Happy New Year. It is January 4th, 1996. Can you believe it? It is already 1996.
Time frickin' flies. That means we've been doing this for 2 years.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy.
2 years, our 2-year anniversary.
Wow.
We started dating right before we started recording these things.
No.
It's our 2-year show anniversary. We're headed into season 3. This is season 3.
Wow.
Of the Fee. Season 3 of the Fee. It'll be the best season yet.
Well, we're hoping.
Speaking of the best season yet, did you watch 90210?
Yeah, still the same season of 90210.
I also watched 90210.
We watched it together.
Yeah.
So this one was called The Kindness of Strangers.
Yes.
Which is, of course, a reference to Tennessee Williams' play, Streetcar Named Desire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I always kind of depend on the kindness of strangers or something like that.
Except, you know, the dude in this thing, not Blanche Devereaux.
Yeah.
No. It's not Devereaux, is it? That's
Blanche Devereaux from the Golden Girls.
Right. Blanche, though. Blanche was the sister in that
Blanche
play.
Dubois or something like that?
Very similar.
Yes, I believe they based that character off of, I believe, Susan Harris, the creator of the Golden Girls, and one of my favorite shows, Soap, created that.
You're so weird. Like, so weird.
On the last episode of Massive Late Fee.
How, like, I never heard of Soap. I never saw Soap. And you
heard of Billy Crystal,
are
right?
all about it. Huh?
Heard of Billy Crystal, right?
Of course, we did one of his movies.
Yeah. He's on Soap.
Cool.
You ever hear of Katherine Hellman?
No.
She's Mona from Who's the Boss?
Okay.
You ever hear of, what's his name, Richard Mulligan?
No.
You just watch the show Empty Nest?
Yes.
He's the dad.
So, okay, I'm not saying its show doesn't exist or there aren't, good actors in it or whatever. It's just weird to me
Benson?
that you're all about this show that is so old.
Did you ever hear of Benson?
I don't know. I don't think so.
All right. Well, that was a spinoff show.
Cool. 90210, dude. Focus.
You're the one that started talking about Soap.
No, I didn't. I was talking about the name of our episode.
That's true. I started talking about Soap.
The name of our episode. That is as far as we got.
You started talking about the Golden Girls.
Yeah, okay. Anyway.
Soap.
90210.
Oh, wait, 90210. That's right. I thought this was Soap Talk.
Oh, geez. You want to make a new show called Soap?
We should.
No.
Soap Talk.
Soap on the rope, don't bend over.
Getting dirty with soap.
No.
And we could talk dirty the entire time.
Definite no.
All right.
Okay. So, 90210. Mm-hmm. This episode, how did we start? It's raining.
We put the tape into the VCR and then we pressed play.
That part is true. No, it's raining in Beverly Hills 90210.
It's raining, man.
And it has been for days, and it's going to continue for days, which is unusual, I think.
Unusual for California. Yes, unusual for Los Angeles County.
Like, they're usually in a drought, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't necessarily know about a drought, but it's usually not as rainy, not torrential rain like that anyway. It's unusual, but it happens sometimes. And
Brandon's parents are commenting because their roof is leaking. You know what I don't understand about this? Maybe their house is one of those, like, split levels or whatever, but I thought they had an upstairs.
Yeah, they do.
And the kitchen is downstairs. So why is the water running into the kitchen?
Oh, that doesn't make any sense. You're right.
No, it does not.
That
makes bothering me the whole time.
Makes no logistical sense.
But I mean,
unless I guess maybe the bedroom is offset from the kitchen, so they're like above the kitchen is the roof, but then set back from that, almost like an addition, like an add-on, is the is the bedroom, which also has a roof.
Maybe, but here's the thing: is we actually saw the outside of the house at one point when they were fixing it.
Yeah.
How high up were they?
They were pretty high up.
Yeah. I think it's I call shenanigans. I think this was a mistake.
Yeah, this is a film error or whatever, TV show continuity error.
But either way, we are to believe that the torrential downpour is leaking into their kitchen, onto their kitchen table.
You know what we're like right now?
Huh?
We're like one of those Star Wars geeks or Star Trek geeks where
Trekkies.
Yeah, Trekkies. They publish these manuals of like, here's the schematics of the Starship Enterprise. So then geeks will commit that to memory, right? Mm-hmm. And then they'll go through and they'll be like, he couldn't have taken the turbo lift to that nacelle because this bulkhead's in the way.
I mean, maybe a little, but I just don't think that common sense of where a roof leaks is the same.
No, I know. I'm just teasing us.
I know. It's the day before Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Brandon is
the greatest night of the year, where everyone gets drunk.
Right? Nobody gets drunk well, I guess maybe Dylan's dad does a little bit.
Yeah, Dylan's dad's doing some drinking. Where do we start this episode?
So as I was saying, we start the episode in the kitchen of the Walshes.
Okay.
Where the rain is coming onto the kitchen table. And then I believe we move directly to Brandon at work.
Yeah, with Nat. Nat's preparing turkeys.
Yeah, so he's open on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, crazy. That guy's got... I'm telling you, they should have let him have that buyout.
Right?
Retired.
He never gets to have any fun.
Dude's got to work on Thanksgiving.
He has no family to spend Thanksgiving with.
No.
It's a sad situation for Nat.
I'm surprised he's not on heroin.
Oh. I'm just picturing Nat.
Just Nat balled up in a corner.
Rocking back and forth. No.
Brandon's going through the silverware at the Peach Pit. He's like, Matt, why are all the spoons bent?
But yes, Nat is making Thanksgiving dinner for all of the many customers that will grace the Peach Pit on Thanksgiving Day.
All the sad dads that are divorced.
They're picking up takeout, yeah.
Yeah, and all the lonely people in the world.
But
all the lonely people.
But you know what? I can't judge. I spent a Christmas at a Denny's.
Nice.
Yeah.
What a fun thing.
With all the old dudes.
Just like in the Santa Claus, where they go to Denny's on Christmas.
Right.
Christmas Eve, actually, I think. Before he kills Santa Claus or whatever happens in that movie.
I also worked at Denny's on a Thanksgiving. And that was depressing.
Yeah, that has to be sad, too. I've never spent a holiday in a restaurant.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's full of only men. The women who are single and lonely are too ashamed to go out.
Hide their shame.
But there's just tons of single old dudes in the restaurant, like eating pie and talking to each other.
The women that are lonely on Thanksgiving are huddled up in a corner with a can of cranberry sauce, and they're just
right,
just eating it right out of the can, like it's ice cream, but it's cranberry sauce,
or a giant thing of Cool Whip and a whole pie.
There you go. Yeah,
that sounds like my fantasy. I mean, you could be there too, but
whipped cream is involved in my fantasy, but not like a pumpkin pie,
cherry pie.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so back to Thanksgiving. Steve Sanders is sitting at the counter, looking all sad, and Nat says he's been there all morning. Please go talk to him.
He's had 2 milkshakes. He said, "I thought that would ease my stomach."
What an idiot! Does he go off screen and puke?
A pound of ice cream in my belly.
Ugh, only a teenage dude. Like no woman's gonna be like, "Hey, 2 milkshakes is gonna solve all my stomach problems."
He's got anxiety because he hasn't told his mom that he got kicked out of school.
Yeah, she's been out of town, and he says that he didn't want to tell her over the phone. Like, I get that. It's kind of respectful, I guess, but it seems like it would have been smarter for him to tell her and then give her the time to be away from him. And
his plan is his plan's foolproof. What he comes up with.
Right. So he's planning to tell her that night when she gets home from wherever she's been.
Yeah.
But when she gets home, she reminds him, pack your bags. They are leaving for some... What the fuck was this that they were supposed to be doing? I don't understand. It was some kind of like reality TV show, or I don't know.
I believe what it was some kind of Thanksgiving variety show.
Huh.
So, like, I think what they were filming was the vignettes that they'll cut to. Like, here's Samantha Sanders with her son on Thanksgiving. And then they film their staged interactions on Thanksgiving. And I think they cut from there, like, here's Samantha Sanders. Then here's Pat Boone singing a song from 1947. I think it's one of those variety special things. That's my guess.
But, I mean, they were staying in a house overnight.
Yeah, with other celebrities.
There were no other celebrities.
But there were other celebrities.
They were coming the next day.
We didn't see any of them.
Yeah.
But they talked about that they were going to be there.
Yeah, so the cast...
It is weird because instead of giving them a trailer or anything like that, I guess this production company rented out this hotel, said you each have a room, and we're going to film in this dining room. They have a nice rustic dining room area or whatever. So you'll come down one at a time whenever you're on the call sheets. We'll film your scenes. You'll go away, and then we'll bring the next celebrity family in.
I guess. But apparently her manager told her that it was going to be a luxury getaway.
Yeah.
It was not.
Do you think she was not getting much money for this? And that's why she was pissed?
Maybe.
They were like, hey, it's a luxury getaway, so the pay is not as what you might be accustomed to.
But for some reason, they thought Steve was a little boy.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
Right? Like, did you see something 10 years ago and go, oh, that's her and her son?
Hey, 60-year-old Samantha Sanders, you have a 5-year-old, right?
So, yeah, the production assistant's like, I have to cancel the order of toys.
Oh, the hot young production assistant.
If there were other celebrities coming with their families, she would not be canceling the toys.
Agreed. Some celebrities got a little kid.
They got to, yeah. So she's hot and young, whatever. She's weird.
She's very weird. She's got some weird proclivities, I think.
She's got issues.
Yeah. I could see her having like a diaper fantasy.
Oh, God.
Or something like that, right? Not her, but, her partner. One of those baby things. People do that.
Ugh.
They do.
It's gross.
I agree, but they do.
So.
I assume. I don't know.
So, yeah, she started flirting with him a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then he decides he's going to tell his mother while they're filming that he got kicked out of school because he thinks it's going to prevent her from yelling at him, I guess.
She says something like, is your mom like a lot of these celebrities or what's your mom really like? Because so many of these celebrities are totally different on camera than they are off camera. And Steve goes, yeah, my mom is totally different on camera. And he's like, I'm going to tell. So he thinks to himself, I'm going to tell her on camera and then it'll be okay. She'll be so much more understanding. It's not live. Right. She's not trapped in any way. She can just say, cut, I need to talk to this jackass, which is basically what
happens, yeah. So, yeah, he tries to tell her in front of all of the crew of this show.
And the director's like...
What is he doing?
Yeah.
I can't use this.
Yeah, this is bullshit. Why are they off script? And the production assistant's like, hey, this is good TV. And it's like, yeah, production assistants are always telling directors how to direct their shoots.
And I'm sure they didn't use that. This is supposed to be some kind of fucking holiday special. Like, it's not going to be...
Yeah.
I mean, maybe she's saving it for her bloopers reel someday. Who knows?
Dick Clark's going to come out and say, Steve Sanders, you might think that he's a smart guy, but apparently he's a dumbass.
But something about watching him get reamed by his mother got her motor going because she then tells him to come up to her room at 11 o'clock that night. She
says, you did great.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
He even looked like he didn't understand that.
And she said, she says, come to my room about 11 o'clock and we'll have our own Thanksgiving celebration. It's like, what the fuck?
Which apparently was some celebration because he does later say how he had a great time.
Oh, yeah. And he met a girl and all this stuff. He says to Brandon, do you think she's coming back?
No. Fuck no.
I don't know. I think she might be in one more episode. We find out she's mentally deranged. But yeah, it was really weird. So apparently Steve got laid.
Yeah. And Brandon runs into the homeless guy from the beach from like many episodes ago.
That's what it is. She's into humiliation. So when they were having sex, she was probably berating him the entire time.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
And he loved it.
Well, he's having sex. He don't care.
Brandon, homeless dude.
Yep,
that happened.
They were having sex.
Ew. That did not happen. Not what I meant. No.
The homeless guy from the beach club, the former Marine.
He's digging through the dumpster behind the peach pit.
He's eating garbage out of the peach pits.
And Brandon rolls down the window, like, hey, buy yourself some food, and gave him some money. And then when he realizes it's the same guy, which how could he even realize? Because it's pouring rain.
It's dark.
Yeah, there's no light.
The guy has Batman's mask on.
Yeah, he's like all hunched over, the big old beard. But yeah, he's like, hey, I know you. He almost runs him over with his car. Brandon's weird.
Yeah, he is.
Like, I can understand the homeless dude being a little concerned about like what is going to happen with him.
Brandon's like, hey, why don't you get into my car? Don't mind those carving knives in the back.
Right? Like, why are you so interested in me, dude?
There's a warning sign scrawled from the last homeless person that was in his car, just underneath the seat. Save yourself.
But yeah, he gets him to go into the peach pit.
We're gonna make Thanksgiving stew.
Ugh.
Your name's Stu, right?
Gross. He gets him in there. He feeds him. He talks him into going to a shelter.
Nat says something like, I don't know, Nat seemed like he was a little weirded out by it, but also he was like, fine, I'll give him some free food, I don't care.
Right.
But then, yeah, he convinces him to go to the shelter.
So he doesn't want to go, though, because he thinks that's giving up. He thinks that, that's giving up hope is going to a shelter. That seems, only in California could you have those kind of standards, because in Michigan, if you don't go to a shelter in the winter, you're going to die.
Yeah, exactly.
It happens every year. People die on the street, so...
Yeah, that's brighten your New Year with our show.
Right.
But no, like apparently he thinks he's some sort of adventurer or something.
Well, he said
There's
that he pretends
sense of wonder here. Yeah.
He stays on the beach and camps and pretends it's an adventure.
Yeah, he's Don Quixote.
It's kind of sad. But Brandon gets him to go to the shelter, and then he's like, first of all,
they have this form to fill out, which is weird.
Well, no, it's not. Like at the soup kitchen, they have to fill out a form.
Oh, okay.
Just even to get a meal, so I'm sure at a shelter they have to fill out shit too.
Is that the Capuchin soup kitchen or something?
No.
Oh, okay. Because there's one in Detroit that I think is run by Capuchin monks that my mom volunteers at sometimes.
Yeah, there is. There's lots of them. And, the one I was at was a Catholic church.
Okay.
I want to say St. Leo's, but I don't think that there is a St. Leo, so I have no idea.
Could be St. Basil's.
No.
St. Joseph's.
No.
St. John's.
Anyway.
Saint Wart. What's that? What's the Wart stuff? Saint. I don't know. There's Saint something Wart.
Did I ever tell you?
It's a cream. Yeah.
That I actually got asked out by a homeless dude when I was working at the soup kitchen.
No, really.
You
and homeless guys. There's something about you, like you have.
Right.
Something about your scent maybe is an aphrodisiac to homeless men.
Well, I think it's an aphrodisiac to you. What does that say about you?
One day I'll be homeless.
Right. No, like I shouldn't even say homeless. A dude that was there at the soup kitchen, he may not have been homeless. He claims
he was the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, but he really loves that soup. He's turned into the guy that's just covered in ticks next to him, and it's like, you can't get this mulligatawny anywhere else.
See, I was checking people in. So I'm at the front, and I'm just taking down their names and their social security numbers, because that's what they...
Oh, what if they don't have a social security number or they don't remember it?
Then you don't get it, but whatever. Like that and their birthday, I think. Like, you just get a little bit of information so they can keep track of who they're serving.
Gotcha.
so I was writing all that down, and then this piece of paper is all like folded up and just like flies in front of my face, like onto the thing. And I'm like, where did this come from? Like, I didn't even see where it came from.
And you opened it up and it said, "Do you like me?"
It was,
like, yes, no, maybe.
Pretty long letter, actually.
Okay.
Talking about like, I don't usually come here. I'm with a friend. Like all this whole thing. And then, let me know if you want to go out sometime with the phone number to call. And I was like, oh my goodness.
I don't frequent places like that. I'm just hanging out with my homeless friend.
And like, I'm looking around the room, like trying to figure out who was this from. I mean, I don't even know what the dude looks like. The only thing I know about you is that you're in a soup kitchen right now.
Right.
Not happening, my friend. But I mean, it was still kind of sweet. He said I was pretty and stuff. So, that's nice.
Yeah, I guess it's
always nice to hear you're pretty.
Nice to get invited to the party, even if you don't want to go, right?
Right. So, yeah, he's checking him in. He's filling out the forms. He's like, I can't do it. Hopeless person's name. Hopeless person. Social security. Like, what a fucking egotistical drama, dude. I don't care for him.
Like, drama dude.
Get over your pride.
Give up.
But I want to... Shut up. I want to know why Brandon even went in. Like... I mean, Brandon's like so like forceful and involved in this dude's life, but he got him to go to the soup kitchen.
I'm surprised.
Drop him off the shelter.
I'm surprised that Brandon didn't find out where this guy's wife and kids are,
right?
And import them in for Thanksgiving, like with some lie. Hey, you just want a luxury vacation to Santa Barbara, but first you got to stop here.
But Brandon, of course, did follow this guy in and carry his bag even. And so when he's like, I can't do it, he brings him home.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon, why?
Like a little lost puppy.
Yeah, like he's a dude, not a dog.
You
don't bring
have
home
no
stray
idea
dudes.
How crazy this guy might be.
Right. You don't know what his story is. All he knows is that he says he is a Marine.
Mm-hmm.
So.
How many people have you killed, Marine?
Right? But yeah, so he ends up there for their Thanksgiving.
At the Walsh abode with everyone else in the cast, basically.
And I wasn't sure because, it took a moment and you see just his parents' shocked expressions. Like, were they going to turn him away? I think my mom would not have let me bring a homeless guy in the house.
I can't imagine.
She would have been like, nope, sorry, here's some money, go away.
Yeah, my mom or dad would have freaked out.
My dad would have. My dad was all about helping people, but...
Well, my parents are divorced, and I couldn't have brought this person to either house. There's just no way.
Yeah. But, yeah, his parents let him bring him in. They let him shower. He gets shaved. He actually is a nice-looking dude underneath all that, facial hair.
Yeah, they found an actor.
It's so weird, like, when you see what people look like when they remove thick layers of hair.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, like
it's like shaving a dog.
Yeah, it is. Like when my dog gets all gross and then you take her to the groomer and then she looks cute again. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like that.
Yeah.
Or like I had a friend, Matt Mullen from high school,
mm-hmm.
who had these really like dreadlock hair. Like it was out of control. Hadn't seen a hairbrush in I don't know how long, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just randomly one day he's like, I want to get my hair cut. So I drove him to the place and I watched and like. I started to blush while he was getting his hair done because I'm like, oh my God, he's cute. Like, I didn't even realize the guy was a nice looking dude.
Right. Yeah, it can distract.
The messy hair. Yeah. So it was like, oh my God, he has a face and it's nice and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this guy looks nice. He's wearing Jim's clothes.
It's a reverse werewolf. That's what they call it.
That's funny.
Usually the laugh indicates that. You don't have to add that in at the end. It's almost insulting when you do, but thanks.
You can, work your magic.
All right.
Anyway. Who else shows up? Donna and David.
They were supposed to go skiing, but the roads are flooded out or something like that. They can't go.
And Kelly.
Kelly's there. Kelly was going to be there anyway.
Yeah.
Brenda and Kelly they only have like 2 or 3 scenes in this episode, but they're friends again. Mm-hmm. They've like repaired things from their talk last time, and Brenda's like like in one of the scenes when they're at the school, Brenda's like, I don't want to start anything, but have you heard from Dylan? And she's like, nope, and I don't care to or whatever. They're both pissed at him, because he left and didn't say anything to them.
Right, rightly so.
And had an affair with a weird succubi
with the legs and the hair. Yeah,
that's right. The perfect woman.
Is that it though? Yeah, Andrea is there also.
Yeah, Andrea's there. Andrea is on crutches. Still talking about. They didn't mention the silver car. Is this plot thread ever coming back?
I wonder. Did Gabrielle Carteris actually break a bone and they just wrote this in?
Oh, maybe.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
But anyway, so yeah, she's there, and she said that she was gonna go to her aunt's like they do every year. They have a vegan Thanksgiving.
It sounds terrible.
Where they take shaved carrots and form it into...
And tofu.
Yeah, form it into a turkey.
Who would eat this? Oh.
I don't get it. I don't care if you're vegetarian or you're vegan or whatever. Live your life. I really don't care at all. But it's so funny for people that are so against eating meat. They really try to represent meat in so many things they eat.
Yeah,
it's like you can't just eat tofu. Like spice up some tofu and just eat that. No, we're going to shape it like a burger. Why?
Because deep down in their heart, they wish it was meat.
Yeah, because murder, it tastes good. Just ask Brandon every year when he gets his homeless guy.
Right? There you go. So this homeless dude is looking through an atlas.
Yeah.
And Andrea seems like she is digging him. Doesn't she? She gets a little bit in his face. Like, she walks up, she's like, hey, what are you looking at?
I also like to look at atlases.
Right? She's like, I got a nerd boner.
And he's like, I'm just seeing where I've been.
So then they're like, oh, we all want to see. And then Jim comes in. And he gets, jealous or something because they're paying attention to...
We don't know exactly right away.
Right.
He's talking about where he was stationed in Iraq for Operation Desert Storm.
Yeah.
And he says to Jim, hey, did you ever serve, in the armed forces or whatever? And Jim goes, all I ever served were drinks with my wife.
Right.
Like a woman. Let me go see.
It was the weirdest response ever.
Mm-hmm. And so then he goes in there and he's talking to Cindy. And it turns out, we find out later from Brandon, that his grandpa, Jim's dad, was a Marine, like this guy, and wanted Jim to enlist and serve in Vietnam.
Yeah.
As a Marine.
That's fucked up.
But Jim was against the Vietnam War because he was a hippie.
But I mean, why would you want your kid to go to war?
Yeah, it's weird. But there are people like that, There are families like that.
And so that, ruined their relationship.
Yeah, they never talked. Brandon never even met him.
But what do they end up fighting? They end up fighting, and I don't remember what they fight about.
Well, because Donna comes up to him and she's like, so you're homeless.
Yeah. Like classic Donna Airhead moment.
And she's like, oh, I just never met a homeless person before. And Kelly says something like, yeah, your idea of struggling is not forgetting your gold card at home or something like that.
Right.
And the guy's like, yeah, well, I live on the streets, you fucking princess, and we got a lot more to worry about than the cable going out and if we're going to eat a sandwich before dinner or not.
Right.
And he is a total asshole. And it never gets called out. It never gets called out how rude this homeless dude is.
Yeah.
Jim stands up and he's like, hey, you're a guest in this house and it's not right for you to guilt these kids, or whatever. And he's like, oh, you never served your country. And Jim kicks him out.
Yeah, he's like, get out.
And then the ceiling falls.
Yeah, the dude...
Oh, but before, the guy puts on his old clothes again, which are a very nice set of camouflage pajamas.
Yeah.
It is not a good-looking, quote-unquote uniform.
Seeing it up close and not all dirty and everything, no.
It's not the right material.
Different? Do you think it's different than what he was wearing before since it's clean?
No, I think they just laundered it.
Okay. It looked better dirty.
Oh, do you mean like not in the continuity of the story, but like in the wardrobe department? It might have been different. I'm not sure. I didn't look at it closely enough when he was dirty.
But yeah, he looks like he's wearing some pajamas. You're right.
Yeah, they look silken or something. It does not in any way look like a Marine uniform.
And when the ceiling falls, he says, "Oh, we got to get out there on a ladder and fix it." Mm-hmm. And Sydney's like, "In the rain on a ladder on the roof?"
Yeah.
And so he gets up there and puts a tarp over everything, and yeah, he saves the day, and then everybody's all nice to him again.
Mm-hmm. And then him and Jim have like some sort of heart-to-heart and everything, and he's like, he apologizes, the homeless guy apologizes, but nobody says, hey, that was a dick thing to do.
Jim said something mean to him, too, though. He said, like, something about the difference between you and me is, like, I know where my kid is now, and you don't.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm not a piece of shit like you.
So he ends up calling his family, but we never know anything about that, like whether they answer, anything that happens. I doubt that
Who knows if he'll be back. Yeah. Maybe he'll be back, maybe he won't. I don't know. But anyway, he sits down and has dinner for him, and he says to Jim, hey, can I say grace?
Yeah.
In your house.
What the fuck was that?
Like I said, it was like, Jim, can I say grace? Do you mind if I take your bedroom? Can I fuck your wife, Jim? So weird. Like, he's taking a lot of liberties here.
But he doesn't say grace.
No.
He does not pray. There is no dear God. There is no amen. There is nothing in the middle.
He talks about how it's hard to have faith.
Yeah.
When you're living on the street. But sometimes, you'll meet a stranger that takes care of you and you think maybe there's a God.
So basically...
Amen.
No amen, though. No amen. Basically just talking about how great it was that they helped him. Mm-hmm. So, okay. You could have just said that and let people eat.
Yep. Exactly. I don't like this guy at all, though.
No. I didn't like him before because, like, Brandon, got him the job interview. He didn't show up. He's been nothing but rude to Brandon the whole time.
That's a problem. So if somebody is disadvantaged in some way, there's an automatic appeal to like sympathy or something like that, where we're supposed to think that they're automatically good people, like handicapped people in wheelchairs and stuff like that, right? Some of those people, just by definition and by math, by percentages, some of those guys have to be assholes.
Right.
Not all of them are just nice dudes that are in wheelchairs. I'm sure most of them are, because most people are generally nice. But some of them have got to be just dicks, taking advantage of it and manipulating people and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Just like they just happen to get in an accident and are born that way, but they're still assholes.
Well, and I think, and no offense to, anybody who's found themselves in a bad situation in life, I know that can happen, but I think that a larger percentage of people who end up homeless are probably not very nice people, because that means that you don't have a single person in your life that cares enough about you to not have you sleeping on the street. And that's what I mean when I say homeless. People on the street homeless, because there are tons of people that are homeless that stay with friends and family. I'm not talking about you.
Yeah, I mean, why is he not with his wife anymore and his child? Why isn't he in their life in any way? Was he abusive?
Or was he an alcoholic?
We don't know. Yeah, we have no idea.
What did you do? You did something wrong.
Was he bending spoons with Nat?
Right? Oh, goodness. Yeah, not good. So
that kind of wraps up that storyline.
Then we've got Dylan. Oh, Dylan.
And his dad.
He is picking his dad up from prison on a holiday furlough.
Yep.
And the probation or parole officer is telling him, this is a big responsibility. Make sure you're ready to do this. You got to stay with him.
Yep.
And it's
24 hours a day you got to be with him.
And they're going to call in the morning and at night to make sure he's there. Mm-hmm. And he's like, we can't leave the house. And he's like, well, no, if you go to a movie or something, that's fine, but you have to have a receipt to show where you were.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot.
Yeah. For a kid. I mean, he's not, I guess he's 18 now, but he's, young.
Now, I don't know if I understood this 100%. He's not getting out of prison, right?
No,
this is just like a weekend furlough for Thanksgiving.
Right.
Okay.
So, yeah, he has him home, and immediately the guy has already bought booze on the way home. Mm-hmm. And Dylan's a recovering alcoholic, so, I mean, that's just a slap in the face. That is very rude.
Insensitive.
And then he wants to call his ex-girlfriend or girlfriend or whatever. Mm-hmm. And Dylan's upset.
Yeah, Dylan's like, I thought we were going to spend time as a family.
Yeah.
And, his dad's like, my dick's pretty dry. It needs to get wet.
Basically.
I mean, I get where the guy's coming from. He's been in jail for a year.
Yeah. Well,
he hasn't had at least consensual sex for a year.
Right.
He's in federal prison, like Club Fed, so I'm pretty sure that he hasn't been raped. But he's not in Gen Pop.
For sure. So, yeah, I mean, he's in, like, easy prison.
Yeah. Because he's a rich guy.
Well, he was a rich guy.
He was a rich guy that committed a money crime, so he doesn't go to real prison.
And the rest of the guys who he's with are not violent either.
Correct.
So, yeah. Which is why, like the guy said, they encourage these, outings or whatever to, I don't remember what he said, to work on the family relationships and stuff. So
Rehabilitate.
Yeah. But he is not interested.
This guy's rich and white. He can be rehabilitated. He's not some black guy that had half an ounce of drugs on him.
Yeah, God.
That guy needs to go to a hole forever.
Oh, there are some things wrong with our world. Just a few.
That's one of the funny things about watching Beverly Hills 90210, though, because the writers of this show are from Beverly Hills. The creator of the show's from Beverly Hills. And it's just, even when they're trying to be good people and stuff like that, bleeding heart liberals or whatever you want to call them, there are blind spots in their life about things.
But his dad is very much not interested in family time.
No.
He wants to get drunk and get laid, and Dylan is very hurt. And neither one of them are really talking to each other about what they're thinking or feeling.
Yeah, they're not good at talking to each other at all.
So it's like they're just getting mad at each other because the other one's not responding the way they want. Mm-hmm. And he calls, as Dylan calls her, his bimbo, and has her come over.
It's just kind of unfair, but
yeah,
he wasn't married. Like, it's not like he's cheating on. I mean, he cheated on the mom at some point. That's part of the reason why they got divorced. But it's not like he was cheating with this woman.
Right. She comes over and brings Thanksgiving dinner from the Peach Pit from Nat. She knows Nat, so now it's like, oh, we should be friends because we both know Nat.
The great arbiter of human beings, Nat. If Nat doesn't like you, you must be dirt.
Right. And they sit around, they have Thanksgiving dinner, Daddy gets his drink on a little bit, I'm sure, and they play Monopoly, and...
No, they don't play Monopoly yet.
Oh, no, him and his dad have a big fight. What do they fight about?
Basically the same stuff, just about Thanksgiving, and he's like, Dylan's dropping out of school.
Yes.
And his dad's like, he says to the girlfriend, why don't you tell him how dumb it is to drop out of school? And she says, drop out of school? Why would you want to do that? And it's all about the SAT stuff. He doesn't want to retake the test. It's a matter of pride. He didn't cheat, and he's like talking about how his dad did cheat.
That's not the same thing, yeah.
His dad's a dirty fucking cheater and a criminal, and he's innocent, right? And I think that's part of the reason why it's personal, because he doesn't want to be compared to his dad. He's ashamed of what his dad did, and that's not who he wants to be. So his dad gets all mad and he storms off. And then, continuing with the theme of the episode of people taking liberties in other people's houses,
right?
It's completely unwarranted. The girlfriend just goes off on Dylan.
Yeah, how he should be, more understanding of his father.
Why don't you give your dad a break? Give yourself a break. Yeah, she goes through this really big speech of just completely, just not her place at all things.
Yeah, honest to God, not much of what she was saying even got through because I was just open mouth staring at her going, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
If I were him, I wouldn't have even sat there that long to listen to her. I would have told her, get the fuck out of my house and shut up. But, I'm not as nice as he is.
So then I guess the dad and him talk. It seems like we don't see that. It happens off screen. And then they start playing Monopoly. And he wins. Dylan wins. And he's like, hey, why don't you two take my bed and I'll bunk on the couch tonight? And they kind of look at each other like, oh, wow,
And then they go off to have sex in his bed.
Yeah. That's
some fucked up shit.
The girlfriend's like, oh, man, I thought you were going to have to bend me over this couch. But okay, we get a bed. And, yeah, like I said, and then Dylan burns the bed the next day.
Right. Ugh. Gross.
It's so weird.
I I don't know.
Looking at it from the dad and the girlfriend's point of view, it's cool. But looking at it from Dylan's point of view, it's like, that's your dad. I would never sleep on that bed again.
Right? You might be right. He's very rich. He could just get a new one.
Yeah, I would. Throw it away like fucking Kleenex.
But yeah, I think that's about it, except this episode ended very strangely.
Well, one ending, and then we'll get to the other end.
Okay.
But at the very end, we're back in school.
Oh, yeah.
Thanksgiving's over, and Brenda and Kelly are walking together. And Dylan walks up, and I guess it's just like, he's like, hey, everything's cool again. I'm in school again. And he kisses Kelly on the lips and kisses Brenda on the forehead.
He's walking behind them, listening to them talk, acting like, everything's normal before he does anything. Yeah, it's kind of
surprises them. Also, Steve gets back into school. Everything gets undone because when his mom finds out, his mom's like, yeah, you forgot that I'm rich and famous, so I'm going to go talk to your principal. And then the principal comes out and she's like, she convinced me to give you another chance, but you're going to be on probation.
Do you think she paid her, or do you think she just yelled at her?
Well, I think she yelled at her. I think she's like, do you have any fucking clue who I am?
Like, what does that matter, though? What does an actress have to do with a principal? Like, she has no actual power over her.
I don't know. She could make her school look bad or something. I don't know.
I guess. Whatever.
Maybe she did pay her. I don't know. I don't think so, though. I think she used her influence.
But he's on probation. He has double detention, so he has to be at school at 7:15 and leave at 4:45.
Yeah,
that is a 9.5 hour long school day. I would kill myself.
Well, what can you do?
At least he'll get to graduate, so whatever.
But then, the ending of this episode. Go ahead.
Oh, there was a music video. It was so weird.
Starring
out
Tootie
of nowhere.
Starring Tootie from The Facts of Life.
Really?
It was.
Okay.
That was really her, Kim Fields.
But, and it's like, it's just showing a bunch of, black teenagers at West Beverly High School. Mm-hmm. But West Beverly High School has, one or two black teenagers in the whole school.
Both in real life and on this show.
Right. So it was just weird because the video came out of nowhere, the music came out of nowhere, and it's like, but the characters in the show are not here. And you guys wouldn't be there.
And it was a really bad.
And it was not great.
Really bad song, really bad video.
Yeah, I don't know why that happened.
It was so weird.
It was a thing. If, I'd seen it by myself, I would have thought I imagined it.
Do you remember, I think it was, maybe a year or two ago on that show Blossom, where Joey Lawrence did a music thing?
I remember you and I watching one episode of Blossom for this show. Mm. That's all I remember.
Well, he did but they made a big deal about it. They're like, hey, stick around after the episode for the world premiere of Joey Lawrence's new rap song. And it was terrible.
Oh, wow.
It was bad.
But I mean, that would have made more sense to me. Say it was Brian Austin Green.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Doing some kind of music. Okay. Well, that makes sense. But these people are not connected to the show.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I didn't get it. I did not get it at all, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, that is our show for the week.
So happy Beverly Hills 90210 Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And happy New Year.
Yep.
To the rest of us.
That's right. Tell
1996. Woo, woo.
Tell the 1996 people all they need to know in the year 1996.
So you can write us at latefee1994@aol.com.
Mm-hmm. Even though we're 96.
Yeah, because, unfortunately the email address does not age up with us. I guess I wasn't thinking that we'd still be doing this many years
Apparently
later.
Not, yeah.
And you can go to our website at www.retrolatefee.com.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you can write us there as well.
You can give us stars on our locker. Yep. You can write about how much you love our show and post it up on the walls for people to see.
You should do that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and tell a friend about the show.
Get the tapes from Scott and his cousin.
That's right, yeah. I was thinking for our 100th episode, which is coming up soon, maybe we should watch that Hamburger the movie that Scott wanted us to watch all those years ago.
We'll see.
All right. Well, we'll see you next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.